The story I share with you leaps from my heart. I tell you about a journey that changed many lives. I am one of those lives. I am Birdwoman of the Shoshoni tribe, Sacagawea, known to the white man as Sacagawea. I was 12 years old when I was taken in a raid on my village and made a slave by the Minataris. After that, I was sold to the Mandans. And after that, to settle a gambling debt, I was given to French fur trader Toussaint Charbonneau. In 1804, I spent the winter in the Mandan village with my husband and his other Indian wives. It was there I gave birth to our son, Jean-Baptiste. I was 16 years old, and it was a difficult birth. But the story really begins the winter before my son's birth. It began when Thomas Jefferson, the great father in the East, purchased Louisiana from Napoleon. Louisiana was then a great part of the lands west of the Mississippi. This land was unknown to the white man, but the white man wished to know this land and to prosper from it. President Jefferson believed that the Missouri River met with a great river that emptied into the Pacific Ocean. Such a passage would provide a quicker and safer trade route. President Jefferson began planning one of the most extraordinary expeditions of times past and times to come. There was never any doubt in his mind who would lead this expedition. It was a man he knew to be both brave and intelligent, his personal secretary, Meriwether Lewis. The year is 1803.
Hello, Meriwether.
Mr. President?
Hello, Seaman. You're a good dog. Yes, 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 you are. And will you be going with your master on this expedition?
He will indeed, Mr. President, and he shall serve his country well.
Then, although you are embarking on a daunting and unpredictable expedition, I shall not worry about you, Meriwether. You shall travel deep into Indian territory, and I am certain that you will meet with many dangers.
This expedition is my destiny.
I have no doubt about that. You shall need a company of men with uncommon courage and loyalty.
Yes, yes indeed. I know of one man I wish to be my co-captain on the expedition, Mr. President. We served together in the Army. I know him to be both honorable and more capable than any other in the knowledge of Indians and the frontier.
Would you die for him?
Yes, sir. I do believe I would.
This is good, for he might very well be forced to surrender his own life for yours.
Mr. President, my good friend, the Honorable William Clark.
It is a great honor, sir.
The pleasure is mine.
Well, I think that went pretty well, don't you?
Remarkably well.
April 7th, 1805. Flowers fill the prairie and buds are growing plump on cottonwood and alder trees. My son is 2 months old. I call him Pomp. It means firstborn. Our journey has begun.
The captains Lewis and Clark wish me to join their expedition.
Do you want to go?
I do as I'm told. It is said I shall be of use.
My people live on a river beyond the mountain running west. The expedition needs horses to cross the land to the Pacific. My people have horses. My presence will tell all those who see us that we are not a war party. Never does a woman and child travel with a war party.
Squaw! Squaw, collect wood for the fire And pack the horses and make sure that we have enough to eat on our expedition. Move!
Sir, we shall not permit the striking of a woman.
I can do as I like. She is my squaw.
Sacagawea is a member of the Corps of Discovery, and as a member, her well-being is the responsibility of myself and Captain Clark. Such abusive treatment of her shall bring upon yourself great distress.
My squaw is no different from your slave. She is my property, and I do with her as I wish.
Sir, my servant York is a good man, and I treat him as one good man treats another. I suggest to Saint-Charbonneau that you pay heed to Captain Lewis. You stand warned.
Did you invite that fleabag for a
I
ball?
don't know. He's more trouble than he's worth. it
Oh,
seems
I
to
can't
me.
believe this thing.
Evening of Tuesday, May 14th, 1805. Most of the time, Durer was at the helm of the canoe, but this evening it was my husband, who indeed was not a man fit for the duty. A squall came upon us, and he, much afraid and confused, put her into the wind, which turned the pirogue on its side, emptying much valued stores into the river. The captains Lewis and Clark were on shore. The captains fired their guns to acquire my husband's attention and order him to be about his duty and right the canoe. The wind and the waves made so much noise, the guns and the cries of the captains could not be heard. Captain Lewis wanted to dive into the raging river to right the canoe himself, but he knew before he could reach the canoe, the river would swallow him.
Take pity on me, God. Save my soul. Help! Help! I'm drowning. I'm drowning. Save my soul. Help! Help!
Put her before the wind, man. Put her before the wind.
God, save me. Save me.
Take hold of the rudder. Take hold of the rudder.
Mercy, mercy, my soul. Save me, save me.
Take hold of the rudder, man, or I'll shoot.
Important articles belonging to the expedition spilled into the river. That day, Captain Clark wrote, our journals, instruments, books, medicine, in short, almost every article indispensably necessary were caught by Sacagawea. It was said you displayed much calmness and bravery in this act.
I was glad to help.
Did you fear for your life or the life of your son?
I sleep with my moccasins on.
You were not ordered to go into the raging waters.
I did what was needed.
Mosquitoes are surely the devil's own darlings.
And I'll send everyone that comes to me back to the devil. 89, 90,
Oh, just kill them. Don't count them.
91, 92.
May 29th, 1805, we make camp. It is very late in the night, and nearly everyone is sleeping.
Nice music, Croissant. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, Croissant. Good night, Captain Lewis. Good night, Captain Clark.
Good night, Captain.
Hey, good night, captains.
Good night,
Good night,
men.
men.
Is no one going to say goodnight to me?
The buffalo slipped silently from the night, and without a warning, fell upon us.
Yeah! Yeah!
What is that? Get out of the way. Get out. Look out. Look out. Look out. Oh, where'd they think that thing's huge? Where'd it come from? No. Get for themselves. Oh, it's coming my way. Look out.
My heart, it stopped beating. I've been hurt. I can't move. I'm paralyzed. Someone help me, help me.
Seaman acted as a great warrior.
My God, the buffalo is back, and it's eating me.
My husband acted as himself.
Save me, someone, save me. The expedition will be lost
It
without
is only
me.
Seaman. Open your eyes, husband.
Oh, get away from me, you big brute. I have enough fleas of my own. Squaw, where are you? Fetch me coffee to still my nerves. Why did I come on this expedition?
June 16th, 1805. I am very ill. Captain Clark bleeds me, and Captain Lewis brings me sulfur spring water and ground bark. Captains do everything they can to relieve the sickness in my body. After a few days of such treatment, I was much recovered. The captains told me I must rest. But my husband sent me out to pick wild apples, and in my much weakened state, I grew ill again. The captains told my husband he must not send me out to work. A bed was made for me behind the captain's quarters, where I was much sheltered from the wind and the rain. My good health returned. I felt much restored and very grateful to the captains. August 17th, 1805. It is a warm day. We come to a field. An old woman and 2 children pick berries.
I've already picked more blackberries than either of you.
Well, you can't count the ones you've eaten.
We shall put our berries together, and together we shall have more than any one of us.
Well, but Grandmother... Oh.
Grandmother!
Oh.
Grandmother!
What's happening? What's the matter?
I see strangers.
Oh.
Grandmother, I'm
help.
scared.
Oh, help.
Grandmother, please.
Don't kill us.
You need not fear us.
We mean you no harm.
Kill us swiftly. This is no war party.
I recognize this woman. She was taken as a slave by the Minataris, and I thought her dead. My heart is full of happiness.
It is I, Bird Woman. Do you not recognize me?
I thought you dead.
And I feared the same of you.
Come, let us go to the village and spread this good news.
Yeah. I wonder if they have teepees or huts.
Maybe wiki-ups. Wonder what's for dinner.
I don't know.
I hope we get fed. This'll be good.
I'm very hungry.
I'm excited about that.
I see my brother, Kameawait. Never did I think I would see him again. My heart spills over with gladness. My brother is now chief of our Shoshoni tribe.
Brother.
Sister, you are alive.
My dear brother.
You are home now, sister.
No, brother, I am on a journey.
You are home. Your Shoshoni husband is here. Have you forgotten your husband?
I am now another man's wife, and I have his child.
And you'll be no good to your Shoshoni husband.
I am a member of the expedition. We have further to go.
You are a girl. How can you help these men?
I help them in many ways.
Your heart should be with your own people and not the white men.
The captains Lewis and Clark are good white men.
You talk in riddles.
Perhaps you do not understand truthful talk.
I am chief now. Be cautious of what you say.
And I am a sister who can speak openly to her brother.
You have forgotten your place.
I remember well my place in this tribe. I was beaten and worked hard, while the boys were never beaten, nor were they forced to work. I was treated in the same manner by those who stole and then traded me. I was, and still am, a slave.
You are a girl.
I am a member of the Corps of Discovery.
He laughs at you.
I close my ears.
His voice enters my heart, and I dare not close my heart. That night, there was a great celebration. My brother and the other Indian chiefs gave their word to the captains that horses would be traded for goods. This was very good news, and the captains were much relieved.
Great party, great party.
I want to talk about these horses. It's all right. This one is the fool. I have told the white man that we will give them horses.
Yes, we have decided on a place to meet the white men with 22 horses.
We will let them believe that this is true, but it will not be true. I will not, like my sister, help the white man claim our territory.
They will not be able to continue on their expedition.
They might even die.
Wake up! Wake up! You must tell the captains the expedition is in great danger.
A good man needs his sleep. I was having a very pleasant dream that I was taking a hot bath while eating a large cake. You pester me like a fly, squaw. Go away and let me finish my cake.
You must warn the captains.
My dream is turning into a nightmare. Now there's a big fly in my cake, which I will squash if it does not leave me.
Will you warn the captains?
All right, yes. Now go away. And leave a good man to his well-deserved sleep, his well-deserved bath, and his well-deserved cake. What was I supposed to tell the captains? Oh, yes, we.
It was very late in the day when my husband finally told the captains the important news. They were very angry with him for delaying so long and would not speak with him for a time afterward. Straight away, Captain Lewis met with the 3 Shoshoni chiefs. My brother was one of them.
Seaman, come here. Sit. Stay. Have I not told you the truth and stood by my word?
You have stood by your word.
Have I promised you articles and not given them to you?
You have treated us honestly and fairly.
Is it wrong for me, then, to expect the same in return?
Captain Lewis spoke these words to my brother. My brother thought a long time before answering.
It was not their idea to deceive you, but mine. I fear for my people. They are already starving and unable to fight their enemies. It will be worse when the white man comes to our lands.
The wish of the Great Father in the East, that all the tribes make peace with one another, and that the white man become fair partners in trade with you and your nations. Your new Great Father in the East wishes to protect and care for his children.
You shall have your horses. My word is honorable.
As is mine.
My brother sent for his peace pipe. This was a gesture of great respect and honor. He and Captain Lewis shared the pipe, and a good feeling came about. The captains traded guns for the horses so that my people could fight their many enemies who already had guns, which they had exchanged with the traders for furs. Because I uncovered the plot, the captains Lewis and Clark gave me a horse of my own. So for the first time I was riding instead of walking. I was much relieved as Pampa often grew heavy on my back. It was my husband now who walked, and this grieved him heavily.
Women with horses? Sacre bleu, what next?
This is a very difficult time for the expedition. We are crossing the high Rocky Mountains. There is no game to be caught, and the snow on the mountains is thick. We are on the verge of starvation and freezing. I find roots and berries, and young horses are killed and eaten. We finally arrive at the Snake River and then the Columbia. But there is more trouble. The great falls of the Columbia River. The captains try and carry the canoes over the land, but this is very hard. The canoes must go over the falls. I watched Captain Lewis take a canoe over the falls. His great skill and bravery were admired by all. We paddled down a deep gorge in the Columbia River. It is evening. Day is turning into night. I'm lost in thought, and I hear my name whispered.
Woman. Bird woman.
I look around and see only men in the canoe. It is not a man's voice who whispers my name, but a woman's.
Bird woman. I see you, bird woman.
We pass a great cliff, and I look up and see her. And I ask, who are you?
I am she who watches.
What are you doing up there in the stone?
I am chief of all you see.
A woman cannot be chief.
In a time long ago, many women were chiefs. Then one day, Coyote came up the river and told me there was coming a time when women would no longer be chiefs. I told him I did not want to leave, but wanted to watch over my people and the great Columbia River. He granted my wish and turned me into stone so that I could stay.
You whispered my name.
And you heard me. This is good. Bird woman, understand that your journey will be the journey of many women.
Women from my tribe?
Women from tribes of all the world. Your journey is a vision quest, and many will look upon you and know you as a strong woman with a great spirit. Women will find comfort and confidence in your strength, and your strength shall point the way to their own strength. Know that every step you take leaves a trail for other women to follow.
We turn a bend in the river, and she who watches is gone. And I wonder if it was the wind or the talk of my mind that has whispered the words. I do not understand how my little feet shall leave a trail.
November 4th, 1805. We make camp on what will be known as Deer Island. Sleep is scarce as ducks, geese, and swans keep everyone awake. I hum a song in Pomp's ear, and soon he is sleeping. November 6th, 1805. We paddle past what will be known as Kalama. Beyond that place where the Cowlitz meets the Columbia, there is a slender column of rock unlike any other. As we grow closer, we see the many sacred burial canoes hanging from the trees. This is a sacred Chinook burial ground. It is disrespectful to look directly onto the dead, so I place my hands over my face and look through my open fingers. An old woman stands at the bottom of this sacred site and watches as we slowly pass. Like a white heat, we feel the gaze of the old woman upon us. Her eyes tell us to stay away. The captains Lewis and Clark steer clear, so the woman has no reason to suspect us of mischief. Bows and arrows and spears hang from the canoes. These tools will help the departed on their journey to the spirit world. I think of how we are all on a journey. The captains call this sacred site Mount Coffin. That night we make our camp at what will later be known as Walker Island. There are great high cliffs on the south side of the river, and the north side is open flat land. In time to come, this will be called Willow Grove. We hike over great mountains and arrive at what will be known as Chinook after the Chinook Indian tribe. We camp on the bay there. We are on the north side of the Columbia River. Winter is coming, and there are great waves, so that we are constantly wet, as well as our clothing and all of our bedding. A decision must be made. Where will we make camp for the winter?
Oh, well, I like that idea, Al. That's good.
We are a Democratic expedition. We shall put the matter up for a vote. There are three choices. We can stay where we are on the north side of the river, cross over to the south side, or go back up to the Sandy River. How do you vote, Goodrich?
Well, I say cross the river.
Croissant?
Well, we might see a trading vessel from the opposite shore, and we need supplies in a bad way.
That's for sure.
Werner?
I want to be away from these waves and wind. The Sandy River.
Maybe.
DePage?
Cross the river.
Gas?
I go where the hunting is best.
Cross the river.
That's right.
Coulter? I agree with Werner. The Sandy River.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's the best place to go.
And you, York? What do you say we do?
Well, my vote says we cross the river. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
And me? Is no one going to ask me? Toussaint Charbonneau, the very finest man on this expedition? Well, I'm hungry anyway, and have no time for this silly voting. Squaw, come and fetch some firewood. Fix the food, fix the dinner, I am hungry.
Jenny, how do you vote?
Yes, Sacagawea. Tell us your vote.
Well, there are many Wapato routes on the other bank. I vote we cross the river.
Cross the river it is, then.
November 24th, 1805. I am the first woman to vote in the United States of America. I wonder if this shall be the trail I will leave for other women to follow. But then there's something else I must tell you. 2 members of the Clatsop tribe came to our camp. One wore a fine otterskin coat.
I like that
which the
otterskin
captains
coat
admired
very
greatly.
much.
So do I.
What do you want for that coat?
This coat is not for trade.
There must be something you would like in trade. How about my watch and handkerchief and some red beads?
We must have that coat, Clark.
But we have nothing they want.
Blue beads.
What do you say?
I will trade this coat for blue beads.
But we have only red beads.
Blue are no trade.
What are we going to do? I can give him these and then you push them over.
Oh, blue beads. Oh, you have blue beads. I will trade.
Charbonneau! Charbonneau!
Reporting for duty, sirs. See how prompt I am?
Charbonneau, we need your wife's belt to trade for this coat.
You're very fortunate men that you have hired me. Where would you be without me? Where, oh where?
Yeah,
Blue beads are hard to come by.
We're never going to live without him, you know. Did you bring him along?
Good trade.
I didn't bring him.
Well, you had to. Somebody tried to bring him along. I can't believe you got him along.
How do you feel?
As small as the smallest pebble on the river bottom. You could walk over me and not feel me with your bare feet. You could hold me in your hand and not know that I was there.
You are a member of the expedition.
I was given a voice, and yet this voice, like everything else, has been taken from me. I do not understand this democratic society.
You said before you were glad to help.
An otter coat for my blue beaded belt was not a good trade. She who watches said my trail will leave a path for other women to follow. I hope not.
Roar! 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 I am a hungry bear.
You're not a bear.
Well, I was a bear once, and sometimes, like right now, I turn back into a bear and eat big boys.
I'm not just a little boy. York, stop! I don't want to play anymore.
York does not want to frighten Pomp.
You're not York. You're a big, mean, hungry bear. And I can run faster than you.
Roar, roar, roar.
We make our camp on the south side of the river and name it Fort Clatsop after the Clatsop Indian Nation. Pomp is older now, and Captain Clark calls him my boy Pomp.
Cloud.
Cloud.
Sky.
Sky.
Very good. Musket.
Musket.
Ha 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 ha. That's my boy Pomp. Ha ha ha.
Captain Clark takes Pomp for walk and teaches him the white man's talk. Captain Clark calls me Janie. It sounds better than squaw. The winds blow and the rains are many, but our fort is strong and we are safe. York and myself are slaves, yet we are members of the expedition. We are owned, yet here in this wildness, we are sometimes given a voice. This black man and this Indian woman do not understand one another's talk, yet they understand one another's journey.
It is said there is a great whale at the beach.
Yeah, larger than any fish ever seen before.
Come on, let's go look at it.
I'll put a hook in that sucker.
We'll catch him.
Yeah, I'll catch him before
Smoke
you
him
do.
up good.
I have come far and have not yet seen the ocean, and never have I seen such a monstrous fish as a whale. I must see this great ocean and this great fish.
You see what comes from indulging a squaw? Now she expects things.
I would find it hard to have come this far and be denied what everyone else has been granted.
Indeed, Sacagawea, you stand in no one's shadow in this expedition. You have proven to be one of the true certainties of the expedition's success. I say tomorrow you ought to see the great waters and the great whale. What do you say, Captain Lewis?
You state your claim clearly, Sacagawea, and there is no one here that shall argue with you. Captain Clark is correct. We owe you much. What you ask for is but a trifle, and it shall be given to you gladly.
Thank you.
Well, Sacagawea, here is the great Pacific Ocean. Tell me what you think.
My voice is silent. I cannot find the words for such greatness.
Oh, look, Janie. There's your giant fish. Ha, ha, ha.
Words cannot speak how I feel. So I listen to the beating drum of my heart and hum the song played there.
Come with me, Pomp, and we shall get a closer look. You know, that is not a fish, it is a mammal. Can you say whale?
Whale!
Ha, ha! That's my boy, Pomp. Very good. Very good.
March 23rd, 1806. Winter is breaking. The expedition turns homeward.
Home. I cannot think of where home is for me. I have seen the white man's ways, yet I am not of the white man's world.
You know what is coming, don't you?
Yes.
Captain Clark will ask Charbonneau if he can take Pomp to St. Louis, into the white men's world to raise as his own. He is your son.
He is Charbonneau's son.
Is there nothing or no one you call your own?
Never in my life have I called anyone or anything my own. My journey is over.
No, it will not end this way.
No one knows how my journey ends.
It does not end this way. It does not end with you forgetting the words of she who watches.
Was the wind and nothing more.
The wind. The Great Spirit sends her voice on the wind. The path you leave other women to follow is the trail of one foot falling in front of the other. You have proceeded onward.
The Clatsops and the Chinooks listened to the voices of their women. I saw that the Arikara never beat their children, boy or girl, in fear of breaking their spirit. There are honorable ways for women and girl children to live.
What else do you know?
A river that empties into the Shell River was named in my honor. It is now Bird Woman River.
Well, a creek just downstream from your river was named that day in honor of the pesky flies. It is now called Blowing Fly Creek. It's good to laugh.
Yes.
What else do you know, Bird Woman?
I am worthy of honor.
She who watches whispered your name.
I did not close my ears.
Nor did you close your heart. And what lives in your heart is yours forever.
Are you excited?
Yes, Mommy. Where is he? Where is he? Is he coming? Is he coming? He said he would be here.
My boy Pomp. Ha ha! You've grown. You are almost as tall as me. Let me see you. Ha ha! Let me see you. I have missed you.
I shall grow taller than you. Just you wait and see. Won't I, Mommy? Won't I grow taller than Captain Clark?
You're already a big boy.
But I will be a big man like Captain Clark. Am I right, Captain Clark?
You will indeed be a big man, but you will first always be my little boy Pomp. Ha ha! I have waited anxiously for this day. You need never fear for his safety. I will guard him and protect him.
Tell me what you've been doing, Captain Clark. Mommy said you have many books.
And you shall read them all if you want to.
I want to.
Ha ha! That's my boy Pomp. Ha ha ha!
I look behind the canoe and watch the ripples spreading outward, further and further spreading outward, and I wonder how memory is held in the river.
I imagine she who watches must hold memory, and those who look on her and hear her will remember. My heart swells as the great waves swell on the mighty Columbia. Although I am one woman, I am all women, and we are proceeding onward.